Hi there, these comments are for Joy, and I am Michael, the founder-owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. So you completed independent speaking practice test number 18. So what kind of job do you like to do? A passive one like an accountant or an active one like a pilot? All right?
I would prefer a passive job like an accountant.
Can we say the word job? It's not job, but job. A passive job.
Because it will give me more time to take care of myself and my family. For example,
okay, it looks like you have two specific points there. Let's go back to the beginning.
I would prefer a passive job like an accountant because it will give me more time to take care of myself and my family. For example,
good, so there are your 2 points. Now instead of saying, for example, say first of all, if I have a passive job like an accountant, I can take care of my family because of the money that it pays or something. So instead of the example, start off with more of a general statement and then give the example underneath that, and that'll give you a little bit better organization.
I can prepare my children for school in the morning and also help my children.
Now one thing, excuse me, you can also work on your intonation. You want to work on varying your tone more than you're doing. Try to speak a little more naturally. I tell people if you can speak with a smile, try to do that sometime. That might help you with your tone. If that doesn't help, then go to pronunciation lessons 36 through 40 and really hit those lessons really hard.
To do their homework and attend to other family matters. Secondly, a passive job will allow me to advance my career in the sense that
good, I like that. So a passive job will allow me to advance my career. So you're starting off with a more general statement, then you want to give an example to support that.
I will go to school, I will go to work in the morning, and in the evening I can go to class.
Okay, on this one, if we take a look at the rubrics, okay, let's see what we have here. I think delivery, like I said, you can work on your tone a little bit. Language use, you seem to have pretty good control over your vocabulary and your grammar. I didn't notice any major problems there. And pretty good topic development. I gave you the one suggestion for your first support point. Overall, this is a pretty good response. I'm going to put you at, I'm going to say 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. Hi there, these comments are for Nick Hill 1234, and I am Michael, the founder-owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT, and you're doing TOEFL IBT speaking practice at my VoxyPop group, and you've completed integrated speaking practice test number 9, academic.
Both the passage and the lecture discusses the conflict theory given by Karl Marx. The passage explains
about what now? So we have a reading passage and a lecture.
Both the passage and the lecture discusses the conflict theory given by.
Now you say both the passage and the lecture. You don't want to say discusses, that's singular. So both the passage and the lecture discuss. So because you have two subjects there, you want a plural, not a singular verb.
Karl Marx. The passage explains the conflict theory and also states that the difference between the capitalist and the worker class gives rise to deviance in the society. And as the laws are made by the capitalists, these deviants or the worker class are actually helpless. The lecture, on the other hand, provides a very contrasting view. It criticizes the conflict theory on 3 grounds.
Okay, so overall, I think you're getting your main point. So your topic development so far sounds pretty good. Now, in terms of your delivery, you're having some pauses and some hesitations in there that make it a little bit difficult to concentrate on your ideas.
First, it criticizes the conflict theory, stating that it doesn't adequately explain the process which leads to the formation of opinions. Secondly, the laws made doesn't necessarily appraise the worker class. And
You're having some trouble with your intelligibility here.
maybe there is insufficient empirical evidence regarding the conflict theory. Thus, the lecture appears to be skeptical regarding the conflict theory.
Okay, so I think overall, let me click on the rubrics here so I can give you an accurate score here. I think your topic development's pretty good. The main thing, if I gave you one piece of advice, is you really need to work on your delivery, your pronunciation, right? That's where you're losing most of your points here. So I'm going to put you to about 2.83 out of 4, 22 points out of 30. So because of delivery issues, I scored you in that area. So what do you do now? Wow. You really need to spend a lot of time right now really listening to English. I'd recommend several movies a week. I think that's a good start. As you're watching the movies, you can do the caption and you can practice kind of imitating the speakers in the movies. Go through all my pronunciation lessons many times, right? A lot. So, and that's going to help you too. So you can also record some pronunciation practice at my Voxy Pop group if you want, and I'll be more than happy to give you some feedback in those areas as well. But that's really the key for you. Improve your delivery, your TOEFL score goes over 26. That's the bottom line. All right? Okay, so your practice test is describe a place that you visited as a child. What is your favorite memory while visiting this place? So this question is very tough. It doesn't seem that hard, but you got to recognize it as a two-part question. First, describe the place, then discuss the favorite memory that you had while visiting the place. So that's really what you're trying to do.
When I was 10-year-old, I visited my father's ancestral home in Jaipur, India. First of all, it was a big white marble house which is surrounded by indomitable mountains, small lakes, and full of greenery and nature. I remember this place has a rose garden which had different varieties of flowers, and this not only blossomed the area but also at the beauty of this place. Second of all, it was a memorable trip for me because it was the first time when my father shared his childhood experiences with us, like where he was studied and where he was supposed to play. This trip was full of fun and inspirational for me. That's why I feel that it was the most memorable trip of my life.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and listen to it one more time.
When I was 10-year-old,
First of all, you don't say 10-year-old. You want to say 10 years old. So put the S on years. Now if I said when I was a 10-year-old boy, now if you say boy and you're using year as an adjective, then don't use S. But the way that you used it, I would say when I was 10 years old. So that's a language use comment I just gave you, by the way.
visited my father's ancestral home in Jaipur, India. First of all, it was a big white marble house which is
Notice you said it was a big white marble house.
surrounded by indomitable mountains, small lakes, and full of greenery and nature. I remember this place has a rose garden.
This place had a rose garden. So I would stick with the simple past tense as you describe the house as you remember it.
Which had different varieties of flowers, and this not only blossomed the area but also at the beauty of this place. Second of all, it was a memorable trip for me because it was the first time.
It was a memorable what? I'm having some trouble with your intelligibility here. You have a very strong non-native speaker accent, by the way, and you're making me really, really have to concentrate to understand what you're saying. But you don't only have to do this. What I'm doing now is I'm going back in your response to hear, see if I can understand what you just said.
So it was a memorable trip for me because it was the first time when my father shared his childhood experiences with us, like where he was studied and where he was supposed to play.
So that, I'm not getting everything you're saying there, so you're having some pronunciation problems, and I think also some language use problems, so I'm not getting the full meaning of what you're trying to say.
The trip was full of fun and inspirational for me. That's why I feel that it was the most memorable trip of my life.
Couldn't catch your full meaning, I apologize, but couldn't do it. So then, that's going to put you in the 2 range automatically. So you did give some description in the beginning, which I like, but when you got to explaining the memory, I couldn't quite understand everything you're saying. So I'm going to put you at about 2.3 out of 4, 18 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. Now I know the TOEFL doesn't really score like this exactly, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what this speaking task would rank. So definitely you're not going to get a 4 with this task, probably not even a 3, so you're more likely to score in the 2 range with this one. Yeah, hi there. These comments are from Marcelak, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass the TOEFL IBT. So I'm going to listen to your independent practice test number 152. All right, let's see what we have. So in your free time, if you had to choose, would you rather go fishing or swimming, use details and examples to support your response?
If I had to choose, I would prefer to go fishing because I would be able to meet with my family and because I like fish. First of all, fishing is an activity that I can do with my family together and spend a fun time.
Good. So you're connecting what you're saying back to the support point. I like that.
In addition, all the fish that we'll be able to capture will be available for a chef to be cooked.
Now, I would develop that first idea. Say, well, for instance, if I go fishing, for example, with my brother, we can go over to the lake and spend quality time together for a few hours, and sometimes even my uncle, and maybe my sister might even want to go. So if we all go, we can spend time together. So develop that first point a little bit more. That's all I'm asking.
So we can taste a delicious dish. For example, when one time we went to El Cajas and captured a lot of fish, my mother...
Okay, and let's go back to what you just said. I got to check your language.
Be cooked. So we can taste a delicious dish.
So we can taste a delicious dish. Okay.
For example, when one time we went to El Cajas and captured a lot of fish,
we captured a lot of, I would just say we caught a lot of fish. Usually we don't capture a fish. You catch it. You catch it by using a hook, by putting bait on it, and then you trick the fish to think that that's food for the fish, and then you reel it in, and so on.
Prepare a delicious dish. Overall, that's why I would prefer to go fishing.
Okay, so you answer the question, no doubt. So I think overall, good topic development. My suggestion was maybe the first support point, you probably could have supported that a little bit more. You had one language use problem. You said capture fish. I say catch fish. So that's a minor issue with vocabulary. So write that down in your notes. you capture the enemy. You know, when you're in a war, you capture someone, then you hold them prisoner. You might say that. So delivery, not bad. I mean, I can understand pretty much everything that you're saying. So I think overall this is actually a pretty good response. I'm going to put you at about 23 points out of 30, 3.0 out of 4 on this practice test.
The Ramses to retrace their steps over the previous 24 hours.
Christmas at the Ramsey house was a full-blown, incredible event. Patsy, she had a Christmas tree in every single room.
Hi there, these comments are for Brian, and how's it going, buddy? And you're doing some pronunciation practice, right? So let's go ahead and listen to some of what you've been doing here.
Yes. Sorry, psychology, test, descent, pace.
Good. Okay, let's go to the next page.
Zoo.
No, it's not Sue, it's Zoo. Zoo.
Blaze. Watches. Zero. Design.
Xerox. Design.
Shoe. Sure. Racial. Nation. Mission.
Good. Now pay attention to the sound spelling patterns also.
Nature. Vision. Decision.
Good.
Who. Half. Rehash. Whole. Whole.
All right.
Chat. Batch. Future. Constituent.
That one's a little bit hard for you. So when you're doing the practice, there's actually a lesson for the CH sound, so I would suggest you definitely want to practice that a little bit more. So the CH, so you have chat, you have batch, future, constituent.
George, judge, region, individual, mom, lamb, mother, uncle.
Okay, good.
Nap, pneumonic, no, snow, igma, long, thing.
Now usually when you say long, you don't really have to pronounce the G at the end. Just say long. So you don't have to say long. Just say long, think, finger. Now in that one, finger, but then the next one is singer.
Single, angle.
A little bit of trouble with that word too, so let's practice these one more time. Long, think, finger, singer, ankle, ankle. I think that's it. Okay? So I think we have it. So you finished that one. I gave you some feedback on that.
I did respond back to the Ramses house. I will never forget.
Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Pranash, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. So you completed independent speaking practice test number 15. So let's take a look. It says, how have mobile phones changed their lives in relation to some years ago?
Personally, mobile phone have changed our life a lot today in relation to some years ago.
All right, so you're restating the question.
First of all, it has made our life a lot easier. For example, a few years ago, my mother and I had to go to telephone booth in order to make an international call.
Would have been a trouble with your pronunciation there. Let me go back to the word I was having trouble with. Hold
Made
on.
our life a lot easier. For example, a few years ago, my mother and I had to go to telephone booth in order to make an international.
They had to go to, so the word, the to, you need to pronounce the T more, make the vowel sound longer, to.
Call for my brother who was living in America. But now, with the help of mobile phone, we can call him by staying in our home and talking within a few amount of seconds. Secondly,
Talking within a few, I wouldn't say amount of seconds, just say a few seconds. Typically seconds are countable, a few number of seconds, but that doesn't really sound good either. So I probably wouldn't use either amount or number, just say we could talk to him for a few seconds.
mobile phones are portable, so it is easier to carry around. For example, I always carry my mobile phone whenever I go hiking or I go boating in a river, so I can easily contact with my friends and my families. Therefore, for these two reasons, mobile phone has made our life a lot easier now.
If you say mobile phone has, I would say mobile phones have made our lives a lot easier there, because you're talking about it more in the plural sense, or say a mobile phone, but I don't think that's the right way to do it. So, you had some language use issues and also some minor delivery issues on this one. You did. All right, so I'm going to put you at 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30 on this practice test.
A lifetime of your dog's nutrition needs, all in one. Purina One, healthy energy and a taste he loves. Purina One Smart Blend is expertly blended with always real meat #1, all in one.